Motorcycling has changed my life. Seriously. If you're thinking about getting a motorcycle, be warned that it could change you. Maybe not a lot, but it could change you. I'm not saying it's probably going to change you in a bad way, but I think it might. It could. I grew up in a pretty secluded area. I had a very sheltered childhood. I was totally happy just being in my town and around my area. I mean, I was the kind that would go, if I was to go to like a sushi bar or a Chinese restaurant, I would want to know if they had a burger. Yeah, it was that bad. But for the most part, I was very happy and content just staying where I was and being who I was and thinking how I was thinking, and I didn't want anything to change. When I got a motorcycle, all of a sudden I wanted to see other places. I wanted to get out of town. I wanted to travel. I wanted to go somewhere. I wanted to eat weird food. I mean, just stuff that was so not me. I used to hate the sunshine. I used to absolutely hate it. I don't hate it anymore. I wait for it. It actually has some bearing on my mood even. And it's never done that. Well, it's made me crabby. I did not like the sun. Not a fan. I liked the rain. I liked the clouds. I liked nighttime. But now I'm someone who just wants to leave. I want to get on the bike and I want to go explore places that I've never been, never seen, talk to people that I've never talked to before, eat things that are weird. And every time that I do get to go somewhere, when I do go on like a motorcycle trip or something, I will deliberately search out somewhere that has something weird to eat. And it may not seem like it's a big change, just saying that, but to me, living as myself, I consider that to be just so polar opposite. Being someone who, for someone who doesn't even like the sunshine, absolutely despises the sunshine almost, to someone who just anticipates it, and someone who just wants to eat pizza and burgers and tacos and stuff, to eating things that look at you while you're eating it, and I don't know what this is, but I'm going to eat it anyway. To me, that's a big change from being someone who doesn't even want to leave their hometown to someone who wants to get as far away from it as possible. Someone who freaks out going to like a city like Seattle, to someone who is very comfortable going through places like that on a motorcycle. I feel like those are very big changes in myself, and I just wanted to kind of relate that experience of what a motorcycle might do to you. My wife says it's the kind of motorcycle that you got, which, you know, that should definitely be taken into consideration. Is an adventure bike more prone to make somebody do that? Does the bike have nothing to do with it? Do different bikes change you in certain ways? So just for kicks and giggles, I know that a lot of people have ridden motorcycles their whole life. They started out on dirt bikes and then they got a small street bike and stuff like that. But for kicks and giggles, if anyone's ever picked up motorcycling later on in life, or maybe hasn't ridden their entire life, do you feel it changed you? And if so, how so? Leave it in the comments, because I'd like to know if it's just me, because I've never heard anybody else say that, but I can't be so narrow-minded that I think I'm the only one. I don't think that. So leave it in the comments. Did the motorcycle change you? Because I'm curious to know if like different motorcycles will change you in different ways. If you buy a sport bike, what does that make you do? Who were you before you bought the sport bike, and who are you now that you ride a sport bike? That's, I guess, what I'm asking. Who were you before you bought the dirt bike? Who were you before you bought your Harley? That's my question. Because I'd really like to know. I think that interesting stories could spawn from something like that. So if you have a story and you want to share, leave it in the comments below. How your motorcycle changed you for the worse or for the better. Because I feel like those changes have actually improved me as a person. You know, I feel like I was someone who was very narrow-minded, and because of a motorcycle, I really believe that's what actually did it. Because of something like a motorcycle, I was able to broaden out, and I've experienced things that I would have never experienced. Another positive thing that I've noticed from having a motorcycle is I've made more good acquaintances since I've had a motorcycle than I probably have in my whole life. I'm not saying that I haven't had any friends before, but I'm saying that people that I've met, like I meet people at motorcycle dealerships now that work there, and I can go in and talk with them and joke around, and that's something that I could never do before. I could never just do that to somebody who was at like the grocery store. I couldn't do that to someone who was at the hardware store. And contrary to that, I'll tell you right now that before I had this management job, I have made more enemies with this management job than I have ever made in my whole life. So if you're thinking about getting a management job, holy crap. Anyway, thought I'd share that. Please share your story. It's probably a good story too. Let me know how motorcycles changed your life, if they did. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and have a good day. And I guess I will see you on the next one. Bye.